Alright. Let's go. We are back. Brr, another one. Um, this was supposed to be a different stream. I had to put the cam up for this too. I'm supposed to hide that as well. Oh shoot. This was supposed to be, I moved all my stuff to my mom's house, and for any of you guys who know the situation, why that happened, you know why, and if you don't, you'll find out soon enough. Nothing with the family or the wife, but if you're following us, you would have caught on. But so I set my stuff over here, so I'm away from the kids and they're not screaming, and I can do my streams and stuff like that. But they are gonna be here with me, so doing some streams. But that's not the purpose of this video or of this stream. I wasn't even gonna stream today. I was still setting my stuff up here. But I had to jump on really fast. Your desktop audio, that's not even in right now. Let me check my stream, make sure we're good. I gotta set this up somewhere. As you can tell from the title, and I still don't know why it's not viral on my phone yet. I guess it's too early, but when I showed up here today, it was all over the news about Charlie Kirk. And this is crazy day. History was made today with this. It's just insane. I thought I need to hurry up, jump on, get a thumbnail as quick as I could, and hop on. I don't even know if the stream is good right now. Hopefully we're good. Let me check, because I'm going off my mom's Wi-Fi. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so we're good. I gotta set a cam up. I gotta set a spot up for my phone. So hopefully we're coming in good here, guys. Obviously it's a new setup, so I'm getting used to it. Let's see where we can go. I'm gonna go over here, and that was my thumbnail. Feel free to use it if you want to. Here we go. So obviously, I can't. Like I said, I came here to this, which was what? Oh, my cam is messed up. Hold on, guys. I gotta figure that out too. Freaking cam link should not be doing that. My mom's probably gonna come here and be like, "Who the hell are you talking to?" But she knows I'm streaming here, so where are we? Face cam. Why? Why did you go out? Alright, it's back, so it could be where I have it plugged in at. Let's unlock this, because I want it to go up a little bit. And cover that. There we go. Alright, so back to this. Should I have it go over it? Oh, I did not mean that. Hopefully that's still off here. Pink and purple overlay. What overlay is on? Hold on, guys. I'm trying to get this. Like I said, it's a whole new setup. Trying to figure it out here. Alright, this one. So we're going to put this at the top, hopefully. That may make everything better, because then I can bring this down a little bit. Yeah. Alright, let's go like that. There we go. So this way we're in an overlay. So here we go. Charlie Kirk. Let's get into it. We need desktop audio, which I don't even know. Default. There we go. Alright, so let's bring up some new. Let's see if we get some live stuff on him right now. I don't know why I just did that, but let's move that up. Let's move that up. My phone. Got the stream on there. Let's follow this live, guys. This is what I think needed to be done right now, so this is what we're gonna do. And look, nothing on this algorithm, which I don't expect on this algorithm, but nothing on my phone, nothing. Why? Why are they not I mean, it's on Fox News right now. And I have the graphic video, unfortunately, of it. I had to go on Twitter to find it. I screen recorded it. So let's go here. I don't know what this is.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44,
This is crazy,
a
guys.
complete
This is a
AI
freaking crazy
creation
day.
platform.
History was made today. Alright, so nothing's going on here. I mean, the White House is at half staff. Trump ordered half staff. This is crazy. Obviously, we got Schedule 1 going in the background. I don't know if I can. Let me continue. Shut this music up. I don't know. There should be sound, I believe. Let me check a different one. I have to get
from across the political spectrum, including not only the current president, who knew Charlie Kirk as a friend, but also former presidents like Joe Biden and Barack Obama, who have commented about no place for political violence. So
Wi-Fi sucks here. Guys,
there's a
my bad, I'm on
reckoning
Wi-Fi.
always that follows these heartbreaking and tragic events about the role of guns in our society, the role of political discourse, and when people get animated and engaged, what are the lines that people must stay within? And that is part of the debate in and of itself. Tom?
Kelly, we thank you. I do want to bring in Meet the Press moderator, Kristen Welker. Kristen, this is a sad day for the country. And I know just like you have, I've been hearing from a lot of Republican sources, people who knew Charlie Kirk, who they themselves are incredibly sad. This was a tragedy. This was somebody who had worked very hard for a political party he believed in, for a movement he believed in. It was his life, right? He was a rising star in Republican politics, and he worked so closely with so many Republican elected officials. And even though he did not have an office, even though he did not run for office, he was not elected, he was in so many ways a leader in that party. He had a huge platform, and because of that, he was a target for someone, a deranged individual who may now be in custody. So, Kristen, I want to ask you the conversations you're having with your Republican sources along the same lines?
Tom, I think you captured it really well. And the fact that in talking to a White House official, it was described to me that everyone there is just in a state of shock because they said everyone has close ties to Charlie Kirk at that White House. And just to zoom out a little bit, let's talk a little bit about who Charlie Kirk was. He founded Turning Point USA. Tom, he was just 18 years old. It's really extraordinary to think about. He really energized young voters. He wanted to bring them into the political discourse. He wanted them to enjoy talking about politics, and he has been a supporter of President Trump since the very beginning. 2016 helped to really energize young voters to go to the polls for his first election, and then in this latest race played a pivotal role as well, Tom. And that is why you are hearing from so many Republicans who are just in a state of shock and devastated, but Democrats too. Everyone, Tom, saying this has to end. But I think the question is, how can it end? And what, if anything, can lawmakers do to bring this political violence to an end? You have ticked through all of the different examples. I was struck when Governor Cox said, our nation is broken. Really powerful, Tom.
Yeah, and on that point, I want to bring in our senior Washington correspondent, Hallie Jackson, who's been covering this with us, and our team here moment by moment. Hallie, I do want to ask you, you wonder, you know, we covered Butler, what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania. We covered what happened in Minnesota, what happened with the Pennsylvania governor. We cover all these events, and the news cycle moves fast. But I just feel that we're getting to a point now where this is going to change things. And you wonder how other people like Charlie Kirk on the right, on the left, people in the center, people who are passionate about politics, and then elected officials themselves, how are they going to go out there in the public? How are they going to campaign? You know, Tom Winter brought up a great point. The Secret Service can't protect everybody. How exactly are politics going to move forward in this country?
And can I add to that, Tom, too, in addition to these, I think, thoughtful and important questions, what about people who are not elected? What about these, call them influencers, call them whatever you want, who are in the public sphere, who have a huge outsized voice among people who have of all various political persuasions, who are now starting to express real fear, concern.
Let's go to something else live here.
People
ABC.
Inside that are not in uniform.
Everybody's talking about this, guys. Everybody. I don't understand why it didn't go viral on
my. Are a tremendous asset from
my
intelligence
my
standpoint.
end here, but
the chief said that there were only 6 officers, and that's not a lot when you think about 3,000 people. We don't know if it's 6, including the plainclothes, or if it was 6 uniform and then a contingent of plainclothes. Under normal circumstances, 6 police officers working an event like that in conjunction with Mr. Kirk's security detail is not unreasonable. But it's not easy. It goes to show the scope of how difficult it is to try to manage something like that. At the end of the day, you're going to have tremendous collaboration between the state and the locals. They will leave no stone unturned. And it sounds like they went to the easy evidence, the closed circuit TVs, which is the first thing that's going to potentially be available to you outside of eyewitnesses that are going to offer you. And it sounds like that's given them some very good leads in terms of where to go with the investigation up to this point.
Are you surprised at all that it is this closed circuit TV that they're relying on, considering the fact that there was, thousands of people there, probably several witnesses, but we don't know exactly how far away this shooter was, and the fact that they say this shooter was dressed in all black, and now they're trying to compare that closed circuit television video to the person of interest they currently have in custody that they're questioning?
Well, it doesn't surprise me that they are going to it very, very quickly. It's quite possible they had somebody actually manning the CCTV systems. And I know there's been some...
They're going to catch them, guys. They're going to catch them.
Maybe it's not the best quality. Some of these CCTV systems can be very, very good with pan, tilt, zoom capabilities.
They're going to catch them.
So it's quite possible that somebody was already on that and immediately went to an area where they thought the shot might have come from. And that was the best and earliest information available to first responders and investigators. That, of course, has to be coupled with eyewitnesses, the video from everybody's cell phone that's going to come out, and all of those other physical evidence pieces that are worked. But it doesn't surprise me that it was the first.
And again, authorities confirming this was a targeted attack. Jared Bergwan, our thanks to you. I also want to bring in our ABC News contributor and former FBI agent Richard Frankel. And Richard, again, before this press conference started, we heard from the FBI Director Kash Patel saying that there's someone in custody.
Guys, if you want to talk about it, right in the
chat, that there's an
guys.
ongoing manhunt from local authorities, and then the governor confirming there is a person of interest in custody. Slightly confusing, although it does seem like they got to the same conclusion there, that again there is a person of interest in custody. So who's leading this right now? The FBI is taking on this questioning. How does this get delegated?
Well, right now it's probably in a task force mentality or a task force focus, where you'll have both officers from either state police, local law enforcement, and very possibly FBI agents in doing the questioning together. And that's because they're coming at it from different angles, different experiences. And we do that all the time. We work together on these interviews that may become interrogations. It also may start out as a local matter, a murder case. But even the governor has stated that this was a political assassination. Political assassination is, in all terms, basically terrorism. In that capacity, the FBI could come in with the U.S. Attorney's Office and make this a federal case and bring this under federal charges. So you might have state case, state charges, and also federal charges. But they'll work together on it because the evidence that they're trying to gain is the same. They're trying to prove who shot,
Who shot Charlie Kirk?
Who shot Charlie. And the other thing that was a little bit
Let me turn down. Can I turn down this
telling
audio?
was that when they were asking the questions of the FBI, somebody did ask, hey, is there even a foreign power involved? And he of course, said he would not answer that. I'm not surprised by his answer. But,
There we go.
you've got to look at all angles. I mean, not that
My
I
bad.
expect it to be a
My
foreign
bad,
power,
guys.
but, is there a group involved? Is this more than a single shooter? Yes, it could have been a single shooter committing the act, but is that single shooter part of a larger organization? And that all has to be looked at by the FBI and by the police.
It certainly does. Thank you so much, Richard Franklin. I bring back in our ABC News senior White House correspondent, Selena Wang. And Selena, certainly mourning across this country, but perhaps nowhere more than Washington, D.C. right now.
Tonight, the White House is in mourning. The White House has flags at half staff, and President Trump has ordered for flags to be lowered across the country. This is an administration and a Capitol that is rattled by this act of violence. You had that moment of silence, of mourning on Capitol Hill, a real bipartisan push to lower the temperature, the tone of political rhetoric in this country, bipartisan condemnation across the political aisle on both sides of the political spectrum to condemn this sort of political violence. And President Trump tonight in mourning, grieving as well. The president had posted that Charlie Kirk was loved and admired by all, especially me. We've been talking about how hard it is to overstate the influence that Charlie Kirk had within this administration, but also to this broader MAGA movement.
The murder of a young father and husband, and certainly the country in mourning. Selena Wang, our thanks to you, and thank you for streaming with us. I'm Kana Whitworth. We take you now live to ABC News Live Prime with Lindsay Davis for more breaking news coverage, again, of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, who was shot and killed in Utah. As you look across this country, hug your families and pay attention to those American flags that will be flown at half staff, not only at the White House, but at government buildings in this country and abroad.
Guys, that's the worst
Tonight
part.
on ABC News
That's
Live
the worst
Prime,
part.
a shocking act of political
His kids were
violence.
there.
Charlie Kirk,
His kids were
conservative
there.
political act-
His wife was there. Let's go on to another one.
There's
This is,
DIY, and there's doing it
I'm not sure yet. Hold on.
yourself.
I went to ABC.
It's the difference between
I don't know who the first one
The
was.
entire Kirk family now suffering
MSNBC.
this just irreplaceable loss of a husband and father. So many dimensions to this, Tom, and the investigation is just one piece of it, the political fallout another. We've seen broad condemnation from across the political spectrum, including not only the current president, who knew Charlie Kirk as a friend, but also former presidents like Joe Biden and Barack Obama, who have commented about no place for political violence. So there's a reckoning always that follows these heartbreaking and tragic events about the role of guns in our society, the role of political discourse, and when people get animated and engaged, what are the lines that people must stay within? And that is part of the debate in and of itself. Tom?
Kelly, we thank you. I do want to bring in Meet the Press moderator, Kristen Welker. Kristen, this is a sad day for the country. And I know just like you have, I've been hearing from a lot of Republican sources, people who knew Charlie Kirk, who they themselves are incredibly sad. This was a tragedy. This was somebody who had worked very hard for a political party he believed in, for a movement he believed in. It was his life, right? He was a rising star in Republican politics, and he worked so closely with so many Republican elected officials. And even though he did not have an office, even though he did not run for office, he was not elected, he was in so many ways a leader in that party. He had a huge platform, and because of that, he was a target for someone, a deranged individual who may now be in custody. So, Kristen, I want to ask you, the conversations you're having with your Republican sources along the same lines?
Tom, I think you captured it really well. And the fact that in talking to a White House official, it was described to me that everyone there is just in a state of shock because they said everyone has close ties to Charlie Kirk at that White House. And just to zoom out a little bit, let's talk a little bit about who Charlie Kirk was. He founded Turning Point USA. Tom, he was just 18 years old. It's really extraordinary to think about. he really energized young voters. He wanted to bring them into the political discourse. He wanted them to enjoy talking about politics, and he has been a supporter of President Trump since the very beginning. 2016 helped to really energize young voters to go to the polls for his first election, and then in this latest race played a pivotal role as well, Tom. And that is why you are hearing from so many Republicans who are just in a state of shock and devastated, but Democrats too. Everyone, Tom, saying this has to end. But I think the question is, how can it end, and what, if anything, can lawmakers do to bring this political violence to an end? You have ticked through all of the different examples. I was struck when Governor Cox said, "Our nation is broken." Really powerful, Tom.
Yeah, and on that point, I want to bring in our senior Washington correspondent, Hallie Jackson, who's been covering this with us, and our team here moment by moment. Hallie, I do want to ask you, you wonder, you know, we covered Butler, what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania. We covered what happened in Minnesota, what happened with the Pennsylvania governor. We cover all these events, and the news cycle moves fast. But I just feel that we're getting to a point now where this is going to change things, and you wonder how other people like Charlie Kirk on the right, on the left, people in the center, people who are passionate about politics, and then elected officials themselves, how are they going to go out there in the public? How are they going to campaign? You know, Tom Winter brought up a great point. The Secret Service can't protect everybody. How exactly are politics going to move forward in this country?
And can I add to that, Tom, too, in addition to these, I think, thoughtful and important questions, what about people who are not elected? What about these, call them influencers, call them whatever you want, who are in the public sphere, who have a huge outsized voice among people who of all various political persuasions, who are now starting to express real fear, concern about what happens to them, just like Charlie Kirk was not elected. He is not somebody who was a lawmaker who would have been privy to some of these protections here, Tom. And I think in addition to the horror and the shock and the anger, there is also a degree of fear as well about where we're going, about what is happening here at this moment. And I think I was struck by what you heard from Governor Cox there, who talked about what Charlie Kirk was doing in Utah in the first place. As you well know from these events, he goes out, he went out, he would talk to people, he would have disagreements, he would have debates. That was the point. The discussion and the debate was the point. That is the free speech, which is one of the ideals that this country is founded on. And Governor Cox said that when somebody takes the life of a person because of their ideas or ideals, then that very constitutional foundation is threatened.
If it
I think you are
was
seeing
awesome.
a reaction already tonight here in Washington and beyond related to the questions that you're asking. And in some corners, a call to action as the shock is still there, and as so many, as we said, across the political spectrum are grappling with that. What is the call to action going to be? And I think to a degree that conversation is one that will be had in the days to come here in Washington at the Capitol and at the White House. But at this moment, I think there is a lot of, one word that I've heard from talking to eyewitnesses even again and again, processing what has just happened.
And Hallie, if you can also speak to the point, I mean, Charlie Kirk's
Gina's going to text me soon.
His reach, his platform, the President of the United States told the
So, guys, once again, I'm going to recap first stream from my mom's house where I had to move all my stuff to get some peace and quiet and some good streams in.
That's right, and that is,
but they will be joining me here.
To hear the first word of somebody's death.
I wasn't going to stream today because I'm still setting stuff up.
Of the United States, and to your point, it speaks of the role that Charlie Kirk had. You know, his team said
I literally had
he
to.
reached something like 100 million people with his social media reach online. He had a show. He would do these campus tours. He was a voice not just among young conservatives, but inside the powers and the halls of power.
I am playing
here in
Schedule
Washington,
1 in the background
close with
right
the
now.
Trump
What?
family,
24,
as we've been
60?
talking about.
Why not?
Friends with them, Tom. Not just somebody who you would call, you know, a staffer or an advisor or an aide or an outside advisor. He was personally close with some of these folks,
crazy.
including,
This
for
is
example,
crazy.
Vice
I came
President
to
JD
my
Vance, who
mom's to
fought
finish
for
setting
the
up,
Trump
and this is what I come
in this
into.
election, he was the youngest
This is
speaker
what I
of the
come
RNC
into.
in 2016. He's been around politics for many years, and so the degree, I think, to which Washington,
I think we'll have enough to
official
fill them
Washington
up
is
now.
reeling tonight, I think it's very real, Tom.
All right, Hallie, stand by for us. We thank you for that. I want to bring in Tom Winter again. Tom, let's get our viewers caught up here because we know that
I didn't even know he had passed. I
don't
know. It's stupid. People are
The
stupid.
Utah governor calling him a person of interest.
There's people
but
celebrating this.
investigators and law
Oh, my
enforcement believe
God.
They have the man
who allegedly assassinated Charlie Kirk.
That's right, Tom. There's growing confidence tonight that the individual that Utah officials have described as a person of interest, that the FBI director in his ex-social media posts described as a suspect, is in fact the person that they've been looking for and is the person responsible for this.
There's people celebrating this all over YouTube, all over other platforms. It's just disgusting.
Telling people that if they have any videos, and you know, Tom, you and I have seen probably what, a dozen, 2 dozen videos of this today. If you have
that's
any
what he was fighting for.
Evidence,
So we were able to talk.
Or to reach out to your local field office with any sort of
Everybody's gonna spin it that he said we need gun violence.
Obviously, we don't want to
blah
show the
blah
death
blah.
of somebody. That's generally our policy here.
It's gonna get crazy, but
yes,
hopefully they caught him.
Information, and there's growing confidence in this.
Hopefully they catch him.
At the press conference, they were asked if there was any sort of a foreign connection, and the official that answered said no comment. Was that no comment?
I don't think there's gonna be anything down here, right?
That's an avenue that they're investigating. Again, all questions.
Not unless they
that
brought
we have,
coke down here.
And it's still very early. They also revealed a little bit of the evidence they had, or at least the clues they're looking at. Closed-circuit television, the suspect allegedly dressed in all black. Have they mentioned the weapon yet? Have they mentioned any casings yet? Are they not there yet, or at least not ready to reveal that to the public? Maybe they don't.
There's still a lot down here. I gotta redo everybody.
But just in speaking with firearms experts and listening to our own Jim Kavanaugh, our expert, this would have had to have been a long gun at that range. To
200 yards.
Somebody with a handgun would have been very difficult. So some sort of a long gun, either
They're
a
still
rifle
doing the same
or a
stuff.
semi-automatic rifle that somebody would have used to be able to hit Charlie Kirk.
And it's chilling how similar this is to Butler in the sense that it was somebody on a roof, shooting down from a roof at a public event, someone speaking, and then just taking them out from that vantage point.
Yeah, let's put ourselves in the shoes of that chief of police today. He's got an event on campus. Charlie Kirk appeared to have some security with him. He has some officers that are there. And so now, Tom, you're in a situation where you're going to host these events on campus. And these days, given how, our political environment, everybody's kind of a lightning rod, as Hallie was referring to, as Kelly was referring to. So now you've got to have, 360-degree protection. You've got to have people that are up high in certain areas. It just underscores the challenge of it. It may also underscore the planning that this individual could have taken to carry this incident out, Tom.
The governor
I don't know what's going on with this guy.
Assassination, but we still don't have a clear motive. It is very early. But what they are signifying is that Charlie Kirk was a political figure. He has since been killed. And if this is the man they have in custody, this is the assassin, they will try to figure out why he targeted Charlie Kirk.
Right, and they alluded to at the press conference that they're obviously trying to have some sort of an interview, and in the process of trying to talk to this individual, they'll look at that. They'll look at their phones and laptops. Everybody knows that now. That's your own personal diary and record keeper. And see if this individual has any sort of writings and whatever statements they might make to law enforcement could be helpful in their investigation. And that could also potentially trigger federal charges beyond the state murder charge, you would presume.
And credit to them that they worked pretty fast, and if this is the man, they got him quickly.
Yeah, I mean, within 6 hours, yes. Yeah. Within 4 or 5 hours, actually.
Okay, Tom Winter, we thank you for that.
Can't keep
That's going to conclude this NBC News special report, and we'll have much more ahead on Nightly News in just moments. I'm Tom Llamas. We thank you so much for watching.
All right, let's switch over real quick, guys. It's going to be freaking on my algorithm now. How much you want to bet? Oh, I wanted to do the AJ Lee, too. I forgot about that. Authorized gives update on Charlie Kirk. All right, let's see what this has to say. All right, I'll turn it up.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bo Mason, Commissioner for the Utah Department of Public Safety. Today at approximately 12:20 Mountain Standard Time, political influencer Charlie Kirk was shot in an event at the Utah Valley University. He was taken by private vehicle
come back.
to Timberville Hospital.
Oh, what the heck?
Where he later passed. The Utah Department of Public Safety will be co-leading this criminal investigation.
Is it one or is it two?
Along with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're working in unison with the County Sheriff's Office, the local police department, and the University Police Department, all of which
of course it shut off.
Fully engaged.
I don't know what's going on with that. I might have to have that plugged right into the back.
Shortly after the shooting, we did have a suspect in custody, George Zinn, but he was released from custody after we identified that he did not match the shooting suspect and was not an accurate person of interest. However, he has been booked into the County Jail.
Alright, so why are these guys not working?
University Police Department for obstruction of justice. We do still have an active investigation for the person of interest. This incident occurred with a large crowd around. There was one shot fired and one victim. While the suspect is at large, we believe this was a targeted attack towards one individual. This is a tragic moment in our state and our country. As we heal, we encourage everyone who's struggling with news of the incident to call 988, our state mental health.
I don't know why my cam keeps going out, guys.
In addition to that, partners with the FBI will also be discussing other ways we can communicate through the public for tips and other information. Thank you.
I'm telling you, I'm getting sick of it, though.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the FBI, we extend our sincerest condolences to the family and friends of Charlie Kirk. Our thoughts are also with the people who witnessed this traumatic event. We know that what you experienced was very difficult. Our thoughts are with you as well. As soon as we heard about the shooting, special agents and personnel from the Salt Lake Field Office responded immediately. We have full resources devoted to this investigation, including
Is there something?
operational, investigative, and intelligence. To be clear, the FBI will fully support and co-lead this investigation alongside with our partners. We are working on setting up a digital media tip line, and as soon as it's established, we'll get that information out to everyone. I know there's a lot of questions. This is very much an active case, and this investigation is in its early stages. We are following all the leads and all the evidence.
I don't know.
If anyone has any
I want to know why these guys aren't working either. This is weird.
On behalf of President Tuvenez, who we've been communicating with, and she's on her way back right now,
Everything is
I
there.
say that on behalf of
It already
Utah Valley University, we are shocked and
It already
saddened by the
froze.
tragic passing of Charlie Kirk. We express our sincere condolences to the Kirk family.
I'm gonna shut it off in a
We
second.
agree with our students, faculty, and staff who bore witness to this unspeakable tragedy. He was invited by the student group Turning Point USA to speak on our campus. We
I'd go
firmly
there.
believe that you
That's
use
number
this
one
place to
suspect
share
right there, the
truth
campus.
And to debate openly and
All right.
respectfully. Any attempt to infringe on those rights has no
I gotta figure out why these guys are not
We do
working.
not condone any form of violence at UVU.
That makes no
and seek
sense.
to make our campus a safe place for all.
Oh no, it does. All right, because these guys. All
Ladies
right.
and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on
Because
this,
one of
on
them.
this dark and tragic
Let's
occasion.
go here.
I want to thank our law enforcement officers who are leading this investigation, starting with Chief Long and his response here with the UVU Police Department.
Wait, hold on. Let's take that away because that was not there.
And your team, and again to the speakers that you've just heard from, who are co-leading this investigation. I also want to recognize Sheriff Mike Smith, who has been
He's got no routes.
as this investigation moves forward.
Large storage rack to packing
Been in touch
station.
with,
Large storage rack
with President Trump, with
to
FBI
packing
Director
station.
Pattel.
That should be that.
We are completely
Okay.
aligned with our state and federal
And then
partners
hers, the reason her
as
two
we
is
work
there
through this
is
case.
because hers is the other two that didn't go nowhere.
This is a dark day for our state.
Right?
It's a
Yeah, so
tragic day
these,
for our
remember
nation.
these two first
I
ones
want to be
are the
very clear
freaking.
that this is a political assassination.
Okay, so let's do him.
We are
Watch this. Farmers.
celebrating
Psych, let me stop, bro.
250 years of the founding of this great nation. That founding document, the Declaration of Independence. That this great experiment on which we embarked together 250 years ago. That we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. The first one of those is life. And today, a life was taken.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Kirk was first and foremost a husband and a dad to two young children. He was also very much politically involved, and that's why he was here on campus. Charlie believed
All right, so we're gonna do
the
is
power of free speech and debate to shape ideas and to persuade people.
no, they're just gonna focus on that.
Our university campuses in this nation and here in the state of
Because
Utah
I think that's
have been
better.
the place where truth and ideas are formulated and debated. And that's what he does. He comes on college campuses and he debates. That is foundational to the formation of our country, to our most basic constitutional rights. And when someone takes the life of a person because of their ideas or their ideals, then that very constitutional foundation is threatened. Now, we have a person of interest in custody. The investigation is ongoing.
First three.
But I want to make it crystal clear right now to whoever did this, we will find you. We will try you. And we will hold you accountable to the furthest extent of the law. And I just want to remind people that we still have the death penalty here in the state of Utah.
Who Trump's trying to get rid of that?
Our nation is broken. We've had political assassinations recently in Minnesota. We had an attempted assassination on the governor of Pennsylvania. And we had an attempted assassination
Or no, was it
on
Trump?
a presidential candidate.
I had to hear myself say that. I don't know. Let me not get my facts straight. Or let me get my facts straight before I say that.
Nothing I say can unite us as a country. Nothing I can say right now can fix what is broken. Nothing I can say can bring back Charlie Kirk. Our hearts are broken. We mourn
1, 2, 3,
with his
4.
wife, his children, his family, his friends.
I think it's
we mourn
6.
as a nation. If
This is
anyone
6, yeah.
in the sound of my voice celebrated even a little bit at the news of this shooting,
6.
I would beg you
That's
to
it.
look in the mirror
7, 8.
and to see if you can find a better angel in there somewhere. I don't care what his politics are. I care that he was an American. We desperately need our country. We desperately need leaders in our country. But more than the leaders, we just need every single person in this country.
Juke. Am I frozen? I
Think
definitely
about
gotta be
where we
frozen.
are and where
Now, what
we're
am I
about
on?
to
1,
be.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Ask ourselves, is this it? Is this what 250 years
This
has
should
brought
work.
on us? I pray that that's not the case. I pray that
That
those
should be
who
it. All right, let's
hated
go.
what Charlie Kirk stood for will put down their social media and their pens and pray for his family, and that all of us will try to find a way to stop hating our fellow Americans. With that, we're happy to take a few questions.
I can't believe this is doing this, bro. And I don't know why.
We have a person of interest in custody that is being interviewed right now. That is not George Zinn. That is not George Zinn. That is correct. Yes, we are actively looking for anyone and everyone who has any possible information relating to this shooting. We cannot at this point, but we will get you that information when we can.
It's already frozen. Unbelievable.
At this point, there is no information that would lead us to believe that
Alright, so
there's a
we're gonna do
second
real
person
quick is we're gonna
involved.
swap that.
Do you want to talk about what we know there?
The only information we have on the suspect, the possible shooter, is taken from closed-circuit TV here on campus. We do have that. We're analyzing it, but it is security camera footage, so you can kind of guess what the quality of that is. We do know dressed in all dark clothing. We don't have a much better description other than that. The shot came from here on campus, from a location at a fair, potentially from a roof, yes. At a longer distance shot from a roof. That's what we're trying to decide right now.
I'll just say that the investigation is ongoing, and as soon as we have further information, we will be sure to release it. As of now, I can't comment on any of that. Can you talk a little about the security of the event itself? Who was there, security wise, and what happened? So my name is Jeff Long.
Alright, I'm trying to plug straight into the computer now. Let's see what happens.
Small police department. We have a very large
It won't freeze anymore, but that's where my Elgato goes, so I'm kind of screwed.
We love our visitors.
Once that gets plugged in.
This is the police chief's nightmare.
What the hell?
I'm very saddened for the Kirk family. I know his
I gotta text Audie real quick.
Wife and parents found out about this. You know, obviously he's away from home. He's here in Utah. They find out by a police officer that visits their home. That's tragic. Nobody wants that. But I can tell you about our venue today. This was an open venue. This was outside.
Where am I?
We did have 6 officers working that event.
Where am I?
We had probably over 3,000 people that were in attendance. It sat down in kind of a bowl area here on the Central campus. We have a waterfall area, and so
I think
he
it's
was
my
in
phone.
a lower area, surrounded by buildings. You know, we had some plainclothes police officers that were in the crowd as well. You know, we train for these things, and you think you have things covered, and you know, these things. You know, unfortunately, they happen. You try to get your bases covered, and unfortunately today we didn't. And because of that, we had this tragic incident. So
I'm
we
on
have
her
officers
Wi-Fi.
there. We had Charlie Kirk's team.
I'm gonna have to go outside in a second.
And they were here with him when he was shot.
No.
I'm sorry, Steve. At this point, I can't disclose that.
Did he just shoot at me?
Say the question again. I don't know what I understand what you're saying.
You're short. I don't know if I have a remote for this TV. I'm gonna have to get one.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have time for...
Let's still go.
Thank you.
So we work together. You know, he has his team, and they do this all over the country. We all know that. This is not uncommon for them. They're very comfortable on campuses, and I was coordinating with his lead security guy, and so yeah, we work together.
I mean, if it started at 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, those are all the questions that will be answered today.
Let's go.
Again, thank you for covering this. We will be updating you as soon as we have additional information through normal channels, working with law enforcement. Again, our deepest condolences to the Kirk family and to the students who were there today. And I would just ask everyone everywhere to please pray for their family and to pray for our country. We need it now more than ever. Thank you.
To our media partners, we will be sending a release out with updates through one channel of information, whether it's DPS.
Alright, that was on earlier. That's not live right now. Let's go back live to what's going on. We should have an answer. Whether somebody's in... Oh yeah. Here we go.
Listing your house on the market isn't the only way to sell your house. Selling to us is much faster, easier, and way more convenient. Want to know how? If you need to sell your house for any reason, click the link in this video to see if my offer is right for you. We make the
campus safe for those kids.
Yeah,
so thank you.
That is so very true, and you can see this is a live picture and potentially any moment now. I think they're about to give a mic check real briefly. So, Mike, thank you so much for your time here live now from Fox. I appreciate your time. I'm glad, obviously, your family is safe there, saying they were on lockdown, a suspect now in custody. I appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us here quickly on Live Now.
And thank you for covering this for us. Thank you.
All right, thanks so much. All right, let's quickly shift gears here on Live Now from Fox. Take you right out there to Utah. Spencer Cox providing an update.
First hear from Utah Department of Public Safety Commissioner Bo Mason. Then we'll hear from the FBI Special Agent in Charge, Robert Bowles.
They got somebody,
then hear
guys.
from
They got somebody.
Utah Valley University
They got somebody.
Vice President Val Peterson, who's been in touch with President Jimenez. And then we'll hear from Governor Cox. I'll turn the time over to Commissioner Mason.
Let's not make him famous, guys. Just gonna call him the shooter. Idiot. Idiot, bro. Idiot.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bo Mason, Commissioner for the Utah Department of Public Safety. Today at approximately 12:20 Mountain Standard Time, political influencer Charlie Kirk was shot at an event at the Utah Valley University. He was taken by private vehicle to Timpanogos Hospital, where he later passed. The Utah Department of Public Safety will be co-leading this criminal investigation to find this killer, along with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We are working in unison with the County Sheriff's Office,
Oh, they didn't
the
find
local
him.
police department, and the University Police Department, all of which have been very cooperative and fully engaged in this process. Shortly after the shooting, we did have a suspect in custody, George Zinn, but he was released from custody after we identified that he did not match the shooting suspect and was not an accurate person of interest. However, he has been booked into the county jail by Utah Valley University Police Department for obstruction of justice. We do still have an active investigation for the person of interest. This incident occurred with a large crowd around. There was one shot fired and one victim. While the suspect is at large, we believe this was a targeted attack towards one individual.
Absolutely.
This is a tragic moment in our state.
But who knows what he'll do now?
As we heal, we encourage everyone who is struggling with news of the incident to call 988, our state mental health crisis line. In addition to that, our partners with the FBI will also be discussing other ways we can communicate through the public for tips and other information. Thank you.
He's still floating? Oh, he's still floating, boys.
Good afternoon.
This is crazy,
On behalf
guys.
of the FBI, we
I'm
extend
not even checking
our
my chat or
sincerest
nothing.
condolences to the family and friends of Charlie Kirk. Our thoughts are also with the people who witnessed this traumatic event. We know that what you
I gotta
experienced
clean
was
up in
very
here pretty
difficult.
soon.
Our thoughts are with you as well. As soon as we heard about the shooting, special agents and personnel from the Salt Lake field office responded immediately. We have full resources devoted to this investigation, including tactical, operational, investigative, and intelligence. To be clear, the FBI will fully support and co-lead this investigation alongside with our partners. We are working on setting up a digital media tip line, and as
We're
soon
still
as
not
it's established,
frozen.
we'll get that
Weird.
information out to everyone. I know there's a lot of questions. This is very much an active case, and this investigation is in its early
I'm
stages.
gonna not smoke.
We are
I'm gonna go
following all the
sleep.
leads and all the evidence. If anyone has any information, please report it to the FBI or local law enforcement. Thank you.
I hope we could stay here tomorrow night.
On behalf of President Jimenez, who we've been communicating with, and she's on her way back right now, I say that on behalf of Utah Valley University, we are shocked and saddened by the tragic passing of Charlie Kirk. We express our sincere condolences to the Kirk family. We grieve with our students, faculty, and staff who bore witness to this unspeakable tragedy. He was invited by the student group Turning Point USA to speak on our campus. We firmly believe that UVU is a place to share ideas and to debate openly and respectfully.
All right, let's go. I was supposed to bring those baggies up here.
Those rights has no place here. We do not condone any form of violence.
Oh, I should have more here.
And seek to make our campus a safe place for all.
Go.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this dark and tragic occasion. I want to thank our law enforcement officers who are leading this investigation, starting with Chief Long and his response here with the UVU Police Department. We're grateful for your leadership and your team. And again, to the speakers that you've just heard from, who are co-leading this
so much easier
investigation.
doing a green
Also
screen here,
want to
guys.
recognize Sheriff
I'm
Mike
excited
Smith,
for that.
who has been an invaluable partner as this investigation
But the bathroom's
moves
all the way
forward.
downstairs now.
I've been in touch with President Trump.
We're going to
with
start
FBI Director
filling up
Kash
our
Patel.
guys here soon.
We are completely aligned
We are
with our
farmers.
state and federal partners as we work through
I also have
this
to shut this
case.
shit
Now,
all down.
this is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation. And I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination. We are celebrating 250 years of the founding of this great nation. That founding document, the Declaration of Independence, that this great experiment on which we embarked together 250 years ago, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. The first one of those is life. And today, a life was taken. Charlie Kirk was first and foremost a husband and a dad to two young children. He was also very much politically involved, and that's why he was here on campus. Charlie believed in the power of free speech and debate to shape ideas and to persuade people. Historically, our university campuses in this nation and here in the state of Utah have been the place where truth and ideas are formulated and debated. And that's what he does. He comes on college campuses and he debates. That is foundational to the formation of our country, to our most basic constitutional rights. And when someone takes the life of a person because of their ideas or their ideals, then that very constitutional foundation is threatened. Now, we have a person of interest in custody. The investigation is ongoing. But I want to make it crystal clear right now, to whoever did this, we will find you. We will try you. And we will hold you accountable to the furthest extent of the law. And I just want to remind people that we still have the death penalty here in the state of Utah.
We already saw this. This is the same thing we already saw. My bad, guys.
I need allies. I want you to join me.
I see.
Hear the final cry. Talks going between Russia and Ukraine. Those talks have stalled, and now this, what is widely seen as an escalation. Based on your conversations with sources, could we see a further response from NATO? What are you anticipating?
So, Kristen, earlier today, the Polish government invoked what's called Article 4 of NATO. That calls for emergency consultations among the allies. It's one notch below Article 5, the famous Article 5, that calls on all members of the alliance to come to the defense of any member that is attacked. So we're...
That ain't it. That was clickbait. Darley. Live, Utah. This is live right now. Let's see what this is. It's just on the White House.
In Poland right now. They're there under the auspices of NATO. They're there to deter
All right,
Russia.
I guess we're over it.
NATO is saying
Suspect was a juvenile male, so a male student at this school. They say that he used a revolver handgun, that this incident took place both outside and inside the school. Those two other students who were shot, and that shooting incident happened in front of a number of other students. They also said that the shooter himself has gunshot wounds, but that the officers who responded never opened fire. What is still unknown is the cause and the motive behind this, Lindsay. The focus of the investigation now, the home and the locker of the student. They want to try to figure out why this happened. Lindsay?
Trevor, all to our thanks to you. And staying on this news now, we want to bring in ABC News contributor and former NYPD Chief of Detectives Robert Boyce. Thank you so much for joining us. This high school shooting, sadly a familiar scenario in this country. Just last Friday, we learned of a school shooting plot that was foiled in Washington State. The suspect in that case was just 13 years old. This comes after the deadly shooting at a Minneapolis Catholic school last month. I think that the question I want to ask is, are our schools safe? I think that might be an obvious answer. I think I'm going to ask, what can we do to make our schools safe?
I think what you're saying here, you have a student, a young man, takes a gun into a school, and by the way, Lindsay, we're about 2 weeks into the school year. This is just the beginning of our term here, but really alarming at this point. And takes in there and shoots two or three of his students. Obviously, it sounds like he shot himself at some point too, with this revolver. So what do we have here? We have chaos in our school system. We can't keep kids safe, and that's the big issue here. A lot of talk has been having retired police officers at these schools. I think it's a good idea. Have really firm, well-trained people at these schools to not only mitigate problems before these happens. We don't know what the motive is, and we'll find out. But it's really distressing when you see this happen all the time here at schools. And Colorado has issues with school shootings before. It's a difficult state.
So you're mentioning what can happen at the school level. What do you think should be happening at the police level that perhaps could prevent these school shootings?
Lizzie, it's a great question. And the fact that they do prevent a lot of shootings. People call up and say we're having problems with him, or they'll make a statement that he's going to shoot somebody and that person's arrested. So there is some really aggressive things going on to stop this, but it continues. We have to find out where this individual got the gun. And parents who have young children, if they have weapons in their homes, they have to have it locked up. They can't keep having this done.
Okay, all right, Bob. Evergreen High Schools, and actually, I think we're out of time. So, Bob, thank you so much. Coming up, much more on today's horrific killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, plus the surprise strike on an ally of the United States is sending shockwaves through the Middle East.
Let's shut him down. Saw that?
This is where the real trouble begins.
Like,
what did you think was going to happen? Writing whip pieces about a powerful family. Behind every great fortune is a great crime. Is this blood money?
FX is The Lowdown. Premieres September 23rd on FX. Stream on Hulu.
Right now, me doing this and stuff.
There was the doctor, the loving husband, the incredible stepfather, and then there's this monster. There was a bombshell. Someone found a hidden camera in the bathroom. 3,000 videos, 1,400 photos. This betrayal was terrifying.
He wanted to kill my son.
Once I tell the police what I have to say, he'll never get out.
Betrayal Under His Eye. Only on Hulu.
Nothing about that looked accidental.
Lester!
We found a secret room in the Laconia. The mob ran an illegal casino.
There's been this palace down here the whole time?
To be fair, I just found out this building has a gym.
I play cards here because it's the murder building.
We need to go face to face with the mob.
Sawdust.
Buongiorno, signore!
Oh, this is how I die.
Blue?
Abby and Libby had gone on a walk, but we went to pick them up. They weren't there.
When the bodies were found, it felt different than any crime scene that I've ever seen.
She captured the image of her own murderer.
That Libby was able to get the video was very amazing.
There were dozens of viable suspects. Here's the rest of the story. Here's what they didn't tell you.
The person that did this is pure evil.
Capturing their killer. The Girls on the High Bridge. Only on Hulu.
People don't just vanish on their way to work with no witnesses, no trace.
They found the car keys laying on the ground, red high-heeled shoes. You can see
gotta run out.
Welcome to Daybreak. I'm Jody Huisentruit.
KIMT News anchor Jody Huisentruit was just 27 at the time of her disappearance.
She told me she thought someone was following her.
Maybe this is it. Maybe we're gonna find her now.
There's no crap.
This is really real.
Let's find Jody. Her last broadcast. Only on
but they do
Hulu.
that one too.
I did not picture myself surviving through that day.
He was tracking her.
He was everywhere.
That up, huh?
I heard the squeak of a floorboard. I've been kidnapped. This becomes a fight for my life. And we're all holding our breath. My mind is the only thing that's going to get me out of here. This is a horror film.
Stalking Samantha. 13 Years of Terror. Only on Hulu.
You said to call if things got messy.
This is going to be a big murder case.
You're asking for my help.
I can't with you.
You said, as long as I butted up to Jazz, I would make partner.
It's like they're watching me.
I won't let you down.
There's no secret that you crave these messy criminals.
She is making a huge mistake.
Checkmate.
What are you doing out here? You watering it from out here? How?
David Muir, the most watched newscast in America. And now, ABC's World News Tonight has won the Emmy for Best Live News Program for the third year in a row.
Welcome back. A major escalation by Vladimir Putin overnight, launching as many as 16 drones over Poland, violating their airspace and causing Poland and NATO to scramble fighter jets. Poland, of course, a member of NATO, with all member nations agreeing to defend one another if attacked. Our chief global affairs anchor, Martha Raddatz, who's just back from Ukraine, has a late reporting tonight.
President Trump asking why Russia is sending drones into Poland, a NATO country that U.S. and NATO members have promised to defend. What's with Russia violating Poland's airspace with drones? Here we go. NATO scrambling F-16 and F-35 fighter jets and shooting down 4 of the at least 19 drones. The first time since NATO was formed that an adversary's weapons have been targeted in Allied airspace.
Whether it was intentionally or not, it is absolutely reckless.
There were no casualties, but the owners of this home narrowly missed the debris. Polish officials studying those downed drones. This comes nearly a month after President Trump's summit with Putin in Alaska. Since then, Russia ramping up deadly attacks on Ukraine. Just days ago, President Zelensky telling me Putin doesn't want peace.
I always said we can't trust Putin. He plays games, and he's playing games with the United States. I think so. It's to my mind.
Bro, I can't walk.
And Lindsay, Russia claimed it had not planned to hit any targets in Poland, but whether anything was hit or not, this is a major and dangerous move by the Russians. Lindsay?
All right, Martha, thank you. Tonight, President Trump says he's furious over Israel's failed strike on Hamas leaders inside Qatar. Qatar, of course, a key U.S. ally. Our chief international correspondent, James Longman, is in Doha tonight. Hi, James.
Well, the shockwaves from yesterday's strikes have continued to reverberate today, Lindsay. Big questions about who knew when this strike was going to take place and whether the Israelis even told President Trump's administration.
Tonight, President Trump and a growing number of world leaders are blasting Israel's failed strike on Hamas leadership inside Qatar, key U.S. ally and mediator in Gaza ceasefire negotiations.
Oh my God! I was very unhappy about it. Very unhappy about every aspect.
The surprise strike raising new questions tonight about why Israel didn't inform the U.S. sooner. The Trump administration was only notified of the operation by the Pentagon when it was already underway. The Qataris getting a call from the US 10 minutes after the attack.
It's a busy residential neighborhood. There are embassies here, an international school, a major shopping mall. This strike has sent shockwaves throughout the Middle East.
Qatar is home to a major US military base and a country Trump championed during his first official visit just this year. It's a country now feeling betrayed.
The Israeli strike into Doha just reaffirms that Netanyahu is not going to ask permission of President Trump prior to conducting strikes against terrorist targets.
And Lindsay, tonight Qatar is instructing a legal team to begin exploring prosecuting Benjamin Netanyahu for that attack. Lindsay?
James Longman in Doha. Thank you.
Right.
Our thanks to James. Joining us now to dissect both of the news out of Poland and Qatar is ABC News contributor Colonel Steve Daniels. Steve, thanks for joining us. First on Qatar, the largest U.S. base in the Middle East is in Qatar. It's also the headquarters of U.S. Central Command for the region. We learned yesterday from a U.S. official that Israel gave the U.S. a heads up that they were going to strike Hamas, but did not say where. But what are the risks of Israel not giving the U.S. a heads up, given our presence in Qatar?
Well, if the Israel did not give us a heads up, that's actually good for the U.S., Lindsay, because think about it.
Hey, it's Nate with Superfast CPA, and this is my...
Go figure. You're using my commercial break scheme.
That is telling them to find a room, get inside, lock the door, shut off the lights, and take shelter. A lot of them were at lunch at the time. There was a door near the lunchroom that I'm told a lot of them were able to escape from. Each student we spoke with have a different story of how it unfolded for them. Here are some of those students.
We were all super scared because we were in recess and we didn't know what was happening. We thought someone was around our school. And then when rumors started to spread about something happening to the high school, I got really upset and I started calling my family.
One had to leave lunch with his friends when they heard a PA announcement, and the kids all ran out the emergency door and were running through the woods. He took shelter in somebody's house, and then they guided other kids into that house as well. My older son was at home but drove back to the high school to check on his little brother and his friends, and he's still making sure that all his friends are okay.
I'm told by some of the students they have a drill that they do about once a year to go over this type of scenario, and they were supposed to have that drill last week, but it was canceled. So we spoke with a lot of freshmen who they're just a few weeks into attending this high school who really didn't know what to do, and now they have to process something that they don't know where to begin to process. We have seen a lot of families leave with a bit of relief on their face amidst the sadness, the fear, and the anger, but we all know that these students and these families will carry this with them for a long time to come. It doesn't end here. As the students are reunited with their families, they will be processing this for a long time to come, and we will be here at Bergen Meadow Elementary School throughout the evening to give you updates as we receive them. But for now, I'll send it back to you.
I didn't mean that.
New developments now out of New York, where a suspect accused of murdering a couple and setting their home on fire is now in custody. Stay with us. That's next, right here on CBS News 24/7 Primetime.
I'm not going to be able to get those until I can move that rack. That's an eye rack, by the way. It's one of my eye racks.
What happens when you get conversation over conflict?
I think they've taught me to have grace and compassion.
Follow the human side of the headline.
I'm not asking that we ignore
This is
disability.
back. There's nothing out back.
Do not ignore ability.
Alright, I gotta go freaking text Audie and make sure she's alright. I think I'm gonna shut the stream down for now.
When the world's best journalists come together to cover your world, you get the all-new CBS Evening News every weeknight.
Yeah, it's 7:50.
It's the most popular F word in Washington. Fraud.
Is it true that the Social Security number of just about every
I
single
don't think I'm
is
getting
available
any
for
messages.
sale on the dark web?
Alright guys, I'm shutting the stream down from here. You guys know the
That's
deal.
chilling.
Sub to the channel if you can't, follow if you can't. Until next time, we out. Guys, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. It's a tragedy. It's crazy. It's insane. It's stupid. Whoever did it is a freaking ridiculous Democrat idiot.
There's almost always a 4-day-old carp line.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be on this for the next couple days. So it seems like it's already old news to the news. So we'll see what we get from videos and stuff like that. But yeah, you guys know the deal. We out. Peace.
Heading home? Who the hell are you, Madeline?